Hello, everybody. Welcome to Mayday Media. Got some news for you. Um, One of the things is this new little ground robot, and boy, little is it not. Um, Pretty interesting stuff. I mean, it looks like the Terminator stuff is on us, man. I mean, this is getting ready to go live. I mean, what is that? And just think about another 5 years after one of these start hitting the ground, they're gonna look like the shit off of that Terminator movie. It's just that simple. Let's read about it here. Ukraine will contract 25,000 unmanned vehicles in the first half of 2026, more than double the 2025 total, and the defense moves to shift all frontline logistics off soldiers and onto robots. Defense Minister Mykhailo Fedorov shared the target after meeting the domestic UGV unmanned ground vehicles manufactured last week. The minister had already begun signing contracts for 2027 to stabilize long-term manufactured pipelines. UVGs perform important logistics and evacuation tasks on the front line. Yeah, spent over 14 billion, whatever that is, roughly 330 million to push more than 181,000 drones, UGVs, and electronic warfare systems. Within days of the announcement, Kyiv codified the Bizon-L, a 300-kilogram payload logistics robot with a 50-kilometer range under NATO cataloging standards, and cleared it for operational use across Ukraine's armed forces and those of allies. Ukrainian forces have run more than 22,000 unmanned missions in the past 3 months. Zelensky pointed to one operational in particular. And blah, 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 NC-13. Okay, this is what it looks like without the turret on it. It's not quite as beefed up, but there's the tank tracks. I mean, this is it. And then wait till Russia hits with their retaliation robots. You know what I mean? Then it goes into robot wars. And I'd rather personally be blowing up each other's robots than, blowing up each other. So in a sense, I'm almost kind of glad to see these things, but if they're used against you, you wouldn't be glad to see these things coming across your yard, I can tell you. Imagine 300 of these motherfuckers with gun turrets on them like this, just, you know what I mean? Just blasting missiles, mini guns, 30 round, 30 caliber fucking whatever them are. I mean, you're fucked, dude. There ain't nothing you can do about it. I mean, you'd be fucked with 300 men coming at you too, but at the same time, you would be just mesmerized to see these things while they're blowing everybody away. Hopefully it's just robots on robots. I thought that'd be something, Anyway, thought you guys might want to see that. Pretty interesting stuff, let me tell you. We're going to go here to Miss Whitney Webb. It's about a 3 or 4 minute little session. Listen to her. If you haven't heard this whole video, you need to watch it. It's a Jimmy Dore show, but this is a very stubborn, bullheaded man I've never seen speechless. I don't think ever. I mean, he's always got something to say, but just listen here.
Intel, Amazon, Meta, Microsoft. You tie it back to Wexner Epstein Foundation. Is it possible that these companies just chose Central Ohio simply because of cheap land, existing fiber infrastructure, low electricity rates at the time, and aggressive state subsidies available to anyone? Is that possible?
Well, the aggressive state subsidies, as I already mentioned, are a product of Wexner. And this is something that Wexner has been doing for a really long time. So as I note in my book, which came out almost, 4 years ago now, I talk a lot about how Southern Air Transport was courted by Wexner directly to relocate from Miami, Florida to Columbus, Ohio to run cargo for the Limited. And Southern Air Transport is most famous for being the CIA airline involved in Iran-Contra. They were previously directly owned by the CIA, but then owned by a CIA middleman named James Bastian, who had, I think, been a CIA banker or something. And so anyway, they attracted them to Ohio with all of these taxpayer-funded subsidies, and there were all these promises of all the jobs it was going to create. It didn't create any jobs. It basically came in, ran cargo for a couple of years at the same time that Epstein was meeting at the Clinton White House a bunch of times, and with a scandal in China, and the Columbus planes were going to China. But no one wants to talk about that, I guess. So, basically, there was a pump and dump of this company, and they never delivered on any of their promises. But Wexner had all this taxpayer money funneled into it to do really shady stuff for the limited, apparently. And that was that. And this continues to happen. And so basically Wexner is sitting, dominating the areas where these data centers are that are extremely influential. And so he has, for one person, an unusual amount of influence over so many data centers. How many people can you say basically own a private government that oversees 121 data centers in the United States that are tied to some of the biggest, most important, big tech corporations in the world that also double as military and intelligence contractors? And how many of those people in that category were also funding someone that was a sex trafficker linked to U.S. and Israeli intelligence?
So, are you when you say
I'm saying shit's fucked up, Jimmy.
I mean, you got to listen to this woman, Whitney Webb. This is boy, if more gals were like this one, let me tell you. This interview is mind blowing. It's a few days old, but if you haven't seen it, go see it. This is just one part. There's so much in here. It's so packed with information. It's hard to even swallow half of it, but yeah, it's just amazing. Go watch it. You need to watch it. Let me go here to this one. Where was I? Okay, some crime stuff. What do we got here? Oh yeah. Video. The cheating man who's being beaten by the wife and grabbed by the ball. Is that a woman? That's a woman. Okay, I thought that was two dudes. This man got fired. His fork truck job. Oh, look at that white dude there. He was pissed and buried. What we got here? Youssef Ambranji. 3 provincial crime intelligence members arrested in connection with business robbery at a Pakistani-owned shop in Tokazal. Okay, I understand the fury of Indian trains. Wow, look at all that. What we got here? Man spent 25 years in prison for a crime he did not commit. Well, that would suck ass. He was traumatized in Delhi. Yeah. Yep. Looky there. Yep. Oh boy, better eat that food. You know that's going to be yum yum. Pass a bill defending property. Well, yeah, you should be able to defend your property. Teen who left Jamaica last night was arrested for murder on arrival in New York. He is Zahir Davis, 18. He is nabbed nearly 2 weeks after he allegedly murdered 15-year-old Jaden Pierre in Roy Wilkins Park and flew to Jamaica the day after, according to probably over a chicken wing. Morrow becomes defendant in STF. I don't know what the hell that means here. What's this here? Saying in a joke that he would need to buy a hobby. I don't know. Oh, here. Looky there. I saw this on my own county firsthand. Whatever the white crime rate truly is so much lower than reported. Ortiz Antonio Jose White Vasquez Diaz Elias Maximino White Magia Yoria Iglain White Batista Paredes Leopoldo White. That's crazy. Yeah, here's that dude that stomped on that girl's head. My God. Hopefully this dude is like never allowed to see the light of day again. The 15-year-old viciously slammed on the ground and stomped on by teenage males, calling for justice. Yeah. Also reporting bully, who has since been jailed on assault charges, goes to school her daughter and had been bugging her in a bid for attention, leaving the girl stunned when the harassment turned violent. She's very upset. Her whole life has been completely flipped upside down right now. The devastating mom said nothing. Her daughter suffered a concussion, bleeding, and potentially brain injury during the shocking beatdown. Yeah, you think so? The video was passed around like entertainment, and that pissed me off most. According to her daughter, woke up in the ambulance after the attack and couldn't believe what had happened. He just ran off, and everybody's just recording. Everybody's just looking at it while this was happening to her. He's gotten in trouble before because it's a pattern. He's not going to stop until he learns what's right is wrong. Obviously, he doesn't know that yet. The teen was charged with assault and appeared in court Thursday afternoon before being reprimanded into custody. Yeah, you better have this motherfucker into custody. I mean, damn. What's happening what's going on here? Tulips. We got here a maniac with a history of random attacks on women who also once decapitated a pigeon in the middle of Penn Station. What do we got here? You can't see much of a picture of him. Looks like probably Arabic or something. Listen to what Jihadi is saying. Ahmedabad police arrest this jihadi named Mohammed Hussein for a crime of harassing a girl. This jihadi says that Allah told him to, I got her ass, go and grab her ass. Allah told me to go grab her ass. I mean, wouldn't that be what do we got here? Brutal murder and torture. 3 innocent in Georgia in 1912 only because a white woman was abused. Not black people, but instantly the white mob accused him of crime. And look at the AI video showing us exactly how it went down. Don Salmon. Yep. I'm sure that that's exactly what happened. I mean, let's think about it here. All right. Molesting a girl. And who beat a 1-year-old to death was sentenced to probation after Judge Jacqueline Bluth approved it. Main Street is silent on black on white crime. If this doesn't go viral, what the fuck? A black man beat a 1-year-old to death and was sentenced to probation.
But prosecutors not like the outcome. Las Vegas man who beat a 1-year-old to death has received no jail time.
Wow,
Christian
look at
Moniz
this.
Rubino was sentenced to probation for the death of 17-month-old Kai Tesoro, who suffered fatal injuries while in his care. Prosecutors said Kai was rushed to hospital in June after being found unresponsive. Doctors reported severe head trauma, bruising, and broken bones. They said the injuries were consistent with abuse, not an accident. Rubino initially told investigators the child had fallen. The injuries could not be caused by a simple fall. Kai was placed on life support and died days later. Rubino was originally charged with murder and child abuse, charges that could have sent him to prison for decades. But prosecutors later agreed to a manslaughter plea deal. They cited major risks at trial, including inconsistent witness statements and a lack of direct eyewitnesses. At sentencing, the judge acknowledged the seriousness of the case and said she did not like the outcome, but approved the agreement. Rubino was sentenced to probation, a curfew, and anger management classes.
What the fuck? What the fuck? So anyway, that's about all we got there. I got to get off here. And goodbye and thanks.